I love this song.
Great stuff, man. trip begin.
Let the trip begin. How appropriate.
How awesome is that? Wow.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Fool's Journey. That was our longest intro ever.
It was worth it though. I enjoyed
Totally worth it. Totally great. That's like the whole show's theme right there. The whole deck, the whole everything.
Well, yeah, it really is, and it's kind of a an appropriate sort of thing because we're doing the tens tonight, which is totally about completion. So the completion of the cycle, the fulfillment of what was started. Jilly, what's up? Celestial, hey, hey, hey.
What is up, loves? It's good to see you ladies out there, and it's good to be here. I'm excited. I was excited when I was looking at the tens earlier in the week, and I think I found my favorite image of yours that is not light based, and that is this one right here. It's just image. It's not the card, but it's the image.
Like I have the same thing. I really love that image also, but it just has like that. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
The one I keep getting sucked into again and again and again, we'll talk about that tonight too, is the Ten of Pentacles.
Yeah.
It's just that whole structure. I mean, that card is the structure of the Kabbalah, the Tree of Life, and the paths, and just came out really, really, really.
But you've said oftentimes that this is your favorite.
That's a pretty cool card.
The
whole wands.
The whole wands is your favorite.
Yeah. That Ace of Wands that looks like a woman, wrapped in a cloak of flame. It's just like, I love that so much. So what were you up to this week, man?
You know what? I feel like just riding this wave to the wave in, to the next run, so it was status quo until the weekend. And on the weekend I did some freelance work. I was shooting video with Karen Garvey, who is an amazing high vibe entrepreneur and life coach, and she's just an amazing speaker who curates the people that she speaks with. She like makes sure that the people that are coming to her events will understand what she's saying, that they're kind of their bucket is big enough to hold what she's putting out there, and she's really cool. So I got to work with her and film her being interviewed by this guy.
And what I'm sorry, go ahead.
That's all right. This guy who was interviewing her, his name is Todd Houston, and he is this guy who got in an accident when he was really young in water skiing. He was like 14 years old or 13 years old, and he got sucked under the boat, and his legs got tangled in the propellers, and he ends up, years later with one prosthetic leg. And he has the world's record for climbing the most mountain peaks in North America. So he's just this guy who, was under these adverse conditions and excelled. You know what I mean? He just took it as a challenge, to
be somebody she's interviewing.
He was interviewing her, so he is putting together a documentary about love. He's this guy now who goes around and he professes love. He's got these podcasts about love and the healing energy of love and what love is, and so he's got this documentary going with all of these experts in the field of love and what is love about, and she was one of them. So it's really cool. It was a really cool experience.
And what's I don't really know anything about her. What does she do?
Well, she had an experience at 9/11. Around 9/11, she kind of had some premonitions about it, and when it was happening, she knew what was going on, and she was able to. She just had some odd experiences that connected her, and ever since then, she was able to kind of read people's vibrations and energy, and there was a little bit of a psychic element to the things that she was seeing and hearing and doing, and she just kind of became elevated and enlightened, through this experience. And she started talking to people, and she's a very amazing person, because you're talking to her and you can actually, she's one of these people who I feel like, even if you're skeptical about these kinds of things, you talk to her and you're just like, wow, there was some sort of energetic exchange, happening. And like for me, I can see her operating when she's talking. You can see her eyes just kind of like going back and forth, and I can see, I can resonate with her vibe. So
Cool.
that's about it. I mean, wow. You asked me a question. I never thought that much would come out.
Well, I have another question for you while
Yeah,
I'm at it. I've been all kind of like trippy this weekend, which we'll talk about in a minute. But
yeah, yeah.
I have this other show called Live Stream of Consciousness, which
Yep.
is where we originally hooked up. And you know, I realized, your whole shtick is like asking, like, what is the nature of consciousness, to each of your guests.
Mhm.
Um, which, curiously enough, you never asked me.
What you know what? You'd be
I
probably
don't think you started doing that until after
after you were on the
you
show.
started
Okay.
interviewing me. But I was going to turn the table on you tonight and say, how do you define consciousness?
I define consciousness as um being aware of what we are, and obviously, that what does that mean? So that ties into my beliefs of what we are, right? Not everybody's going to agree with what we are, and I believe that we are one mind, and each one of us represents a different thought in that mind that's kind of there to experience the other thoughts and experience the different realities that exist, whether they're imagined or physical or some combination thereof. you know um so I think consciousness is actually everything. You know what I mean? Everything is a part of that energy of, that, we're all sparks of that source energy. So that's what I mean when I say we. We're one thing. So we have these separate perceptions. So you're Brian and I'm Michael, and here we are as two separate things. But even in that sentence that I just said, here we are as two separate things, there's a we that represents both you and I, right? So even in language, I think it's been defined. How's that? Is that good?
Sure, there really isn't a right or wrong answer.
Right,
I was
exactly.
just looking for what you thought about it.
Yeah, I think it's everything. I think consciousness is everything. And
So you would say that's God?
I would actually, yes, I would say that.
Consciousness is God?
I would say that's God, and I would say we're God, right? We're all part of it. We're not necessarily as in this form right now as humans. We're not as all encompassing and omniscient as what we think God is, but we're a part of that omniscience, right? So outside of this form,
I beg to differ, but keep going.
no, that let's do it. Let's debate. What do you got? What do you thinking?
Well, and I'm going to give you my definition of consciousness because I think it goes along with this. I
Okay.
think that our light is eternal. I think the core of our light and our energy is eternal. But our personality goes away with every time it comes back. So the thing that like we think is our consciousness and our
Mhm,
personality and how we do shit is just
mhm,
bullshit. It's just a
mhm.
construct of this life, where we were born, what time we were born in, who were our parents, what were the
Sure.
lessons we learned.
So
And
how
all of
how
those are physical constructs on top of the light body that is here to, hmm, I'm not sure about this, but I think that there are specific evolutionary goals for each of our bodies of light.
Mhm, mhm,
And just by my own exploration in the last 4 or 5 years and the exploration of the upper bands, what I've come to realize, dude, is like, okay, we operate in these six bands here in this reality, in this
mhm,
material place.
mhm, mhm,
Above that, we're operating in the next 6 or 7 bands in that place, but
Right.
at a much higher, much different, much more evolved frequency than
Mhm.
where we're at now. Yet it is us.
Mhm.
And that continues to go on and to go on
Mhm.
until the thing that looks that is there bears no resemblance to this.
Mhm.
It's the evolution of that energy from that seed through all of those time frames, which are kind of happening simultaneously,
Right.
and that ultimately, after like evolution after evolution after evolution after evolution, it dissolves and goes back into source anyway. So in fact, we are God right now. We all have
Mhm.
these abilities that are like God, we call godlike, but they're
Mhm.
just natural to who we are and
Mhm.
the light body that we naturally are. And
Mhm.
we put all of these restraints and shit on top of that to say, no, that's not possible in this. But
Right. Right. I love everything you just said. I don't see how that's disagreeing with what I was saying at all. I think that
well, I think that we are, in fact, we have access to everything that the
yeah.
omniscience, all of it across the board. Are we ever going to be as evolved as the original source? No.
Right.
However, we
Okay.
are God in
Absolutely.
our own universe, dude. We are
Absolutely.
God.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And when I say that we're not omniscient in this form, I just mean this three-dimensional flesh body right here. I don't mean in places that I can go, inside my mind and access,
Well,
access.
the meat sack is just a meat sack, man.
Right,
It's
right,
not
right, right,
really
right,
anything
right.
about
But
what
that's
you really
but
are.
that's but that's also what I mean when I say we are God, is that we are at the very root a part of that omniscience. We are that omniscient. We are that
Absolutely.
at that omniscience.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
so we're totally agreeing, man. And even Celestial sees it. She says, awesome expansion on Michael's thoughts.
Woo!
There's no way it is only I, we are as one. Yeah, this is, inside and outside of the yeah, I think everybody kind of
Well, this is the thing that men and women of seeking evolution have been pondering since the beginning of time and will
yeah,
continue to ponder
yeah, yeah.
as long as
So
we're in the meat sack.
right, right. But what's cool is that the more and more people that even talk about it and start to realize it, it's beneficial to all of us, because then as a race of humans, we will start to experience that unity and that understanding that we are a we, and that you're the same as me, you know and I
No, we're not. And I would like to just pee all over that fucking notion, man. We are not. We are absolutely not the
no,
same.
but not no wait, hold on,
We
hold on.
are not the fucking same.
Wait,
No,
hold on.
we're not.
Not it, we're
No
not
two fucking people are anything like the same. And
yes.
anyone that tries to force that is just ramming a
I
fucking
don't mean
political opinion up
wait
your
a
ass.
second. Wait a second. I don't mean in this form that we are the same. We are certainly not the same in this form. I mean at the core, at like when you said when you go back and eventually evolve back
Well,
into source.
eventually, yeah, but right here, we're here to
Okay, okay.
experience our
I agree. I
individuality.
agree. I agree. I agree. I'm just talking kind of metaphorically on a bigger source scale where we're all source. I'm not trying to piss you off,
Oh
man.
no, man! I
I'm
love
not trying
this
to piss
part
you
of
off,
you,
but
dude.
we're
That's a
saying the
treat.
same thing.
That's a real treat. That's a real
I
treat.
love it. I love it.
So, we're kind of like talking about the tens tonight. We're moving into a
We are.
completion kind of area. And what dude? Did I just cut you off? Are you done?
No, no. You said we're talking about the tens. We didn't even mention the tens yet, really, other than that
Well,
we.
here we are. Good segue, right? But where's my rim shot? So I had a really crazy week last week and a super crazy weekend this past weekend, and kind of zooming up towards some other craziness towards the end of the week for me. That's just going to be really fantastic. And
Awesome.
last week I had, I have some severe hearing loss from standing in front of stacks of subwoofers at concerts for years and years and years and years and years, and my own like sound system that I like to blast as high as.
I'll raise my hand. I do
So,
too.
like, I went in to have my hearing checked, and I've got like really man, the upper frequencies, the treble frequencies really just shot to hell.
Right.
So I had some stuff done on that and move forward on that. That's pretty cool. And then, like I hadn't been to a doctor. I'm Mr. like herbal, take care of it
Yeah.
myself.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I haven't really been to a doctor for any kind of a physical or anything like that for a couple decades.
Hmm.
And so I'm in getting, they want to know, they want to have blood work and they want to have all the stuff since it's been so long. I'm like,
Right.
well, okay, whatever. It's like, sure. And I'm really, confident, but at the same time, it always makes you, oh shit, what are they going to find? So
Yeah.
anyway, they do this massive amount of tests, and I just got the results of that last week, and like it's clean as a whistle, dude. And what the most fun part of it is, like
It's
everyone
amazing.
that I went to see to go get tests, you get these long like entry like things to fill out, questionnaires, and they leave like a whole page for medications you're taking. And I took great joy, like just great joy in
Yeah.
writing none.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's amazing, dude. And to hear that you're so healthy even after not having gone to a doctor for so long, because you knew what you were doing. You drink that kill juice, you take care of your body,
You eat right. You
Yeah.
think about, that you and I were talking about just before the show started, like one of the biggest steps for me when I lost the 200 pounds was changing my relationship with food.
Yeah.
And I think there are a lot of flows of mindsets now about eating that start with that because,
Mhm.
up until that, I changed that mindset that my food represented the fuel to keep my machine running really well. Your body is amazing, man.
Mhm.
It
Mhm.
has systems built for everything if you'll just give it the stuff it needs to
Right.
run on that,
Right.
right? And it just kind of really tripped me out that like we're, in the middle of trying to put all of these different things in us. And like, I have a friend that's taking an antidepressant on top of the antidepressant on top of the antidepressant.
Oh man.
Like 3 antidepressants, dude. What is left of you, dude?
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
So it's just really gratifying to see that it's working and we'll be
Yeah. That's
moving
great.
ahead.
No,
Yeah.
amazing. I could certainly, I think, eat healthier in general, and probably exercise a little more. But I agree with you. I think when I was young in my 20s, probably it was my stepfather who was like, because I was depressed, and he was like, tell your doctor, we'll give you something, right? And they gave me Lexapro, and I took it for like a couple of days, and I was just like, I felt so not right. I was just like, this is not how I'm supposed to feel.
Takes
Yeah, it
pieces of
was.
you away. It doesn't really
Yeah,
help.
yeah,
Really,
it
really
was
doesn't. And that
unbearable.
goes to the food thing, man. It's like you're talking, people eat because they're depressed. They want comfort
Mhm,
in food. They
mhm,
want
mhm.
celebration. It's connected to like all of these social functions. And,
Right.
none of that takes into effect how it's going to be for you, and as I've been watching my friends go. I'm like, dude, man, we had this conversation 15, 20 years ago, man.
Right.
And it like, ah, you just really like it's so simple. It really
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
And when somebody asks me, we get in a conversation about losing weight or something like lost a lot of weight. Well, how'd you do it? Well, first of all, I gave up carbs and then the look of horror. Absolute horror. Carbs, I couldn't do that. Okay. Well, never mind.
Forget it then, right? Yeah. Hey,
Yeah.
you want my story or you don't want it.
Well, they don't realize that what they think they're holding on to that's really great is killing them. And
Mhm,
that when they let go of that, what really feels great, like getting clear of sugar,
mhm,
sugar is an incredible drug, man.
mhm.
And it winds up being a filter over all of your emotions, how you feel, an uprush, a downrush, it's like,
Right.
and just like any other drug, it fosters an addiction and a craving for it.
Yep.
So like once it has you, it's there. And it's in so many foods,
Yeah. Oh
you know.
yeah, totally, totally. That's definitely something I need to do, like I said, is really take control of what I'm eating. It's a shame because I feel like, not to get into like any weird conspiracy this or that, but I mean, society has been really designed to just feed you the stuff that isn't good for you, to create that pharmaceutical industry, and it's
Thank you very much.
there's nothing more obvious, you know what I
Thank
mean?
you
It's
very
yeah.
much.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
it's there's a
Absolutely.
problem, and admittedly, I certainly am. I don't want to say a victim, because that's a victim mentality. I want to say, admittedly, I I subscribe to it. Not, I don't even want to say that word because that's not right either. I don't. It's just, I think it's probably easier to do. No, I'm not
No,
even gonna make. I'm not even gonna make excuses. You know
don't
what?
no, really, don't
Yeah,
go there
yeah, yeah.
because
I'm
the
not gonna
whole
make
gig,
excuses.
it's like you choose to do it or not. Like, I don't feel like a victim because I don't
Yeah.
subject
No,
myself
you're
to
right.
what I
I'm
feel
listen.
need to be
I'm
victimized by.
talking. Yeah, I'm talking to myself. I'm making
Yeah.
myself listen to myself speak. You know what I mean?
Okay, so Wednesday last week, I had the hearing thing done, like really cool. Thursday night was the goddess gathering for the new moon, and started launching off a first venture into doing some of the light painting and stuff. Oh, and by the way, I'm going to have Frankie, the woman that runs the goddess gathering thing, on next week. She just
Awesome.
released a pretty amazing tattoo magazine. She's
Awesome.
highly involved in that
She's
industry.
coming on the show.
Yeah, I'm gonna have her on next week. Yeah.
Sweet.
Um,
Oh,
so
Brian.
so then Friday I got that great news from the doctor, and then Friday afternoon we headed out to the middle of nowhere in Lakeland in a cow field, man, and for a big like music art like festival. And I kind of dubbed the weekend mushrooms, funnel cakes, and dubstep. And there are a bunch of different music
Nice.
venues all over. It was
That's a,
really a blast. And the cool thing about it was, I read cards during the day, and then at night, like, I busted out the light painting stuff, doing wings and aura portraits, and
that's
yeah,
awesome.
so that's gonna kind of be a thing. I
I
think I'm
can't wait to see those photos, dude. That's amazing. And I love that what you dubbed the night. I think that should be a name of a festival.
yeah, exactly.
And light painting, add light painting into
All
that.
right, so let's talk about those wands, man.
Yeah, let's talk about them. Oh, I have them over here. Hold on.
Anything you'd like to share about that before I get on the roll?
I'm finding it interesting, because you kind of kicked up my notch of looking at the book a little bit and kind of looking at the cards before we get going. Hold on, let me just grab this window here. Um, and I it's interesting how the minor arcana, there's two cards that are always like on the upside and two that are on the downside, even though the ones that are on the downside are like, they're always like, you're dead, but the good thing is you get resurrected. It's like there's always.
Well, it's the lessons that go with
Yes,
those
right,
situations.
exactly, yeah,
Yeah. Which is what we're going to talk about right now.
totally,
So the
totally,
cool thing
yeah,
about the tens is that it's the completion of the cycle, right?
right.
So we started off with the Ace of Wands, which is the first burst of energy towards a goal. The Two of Wands, then like the idea for the actual thing starts to happen and it starts to take shape. Three of Wands, like it's working and you're seeing your ships come in. Four of Wands, it's the celebration as everything explodes. The Five of Wands, now you're in the big leagues in the competition and it's like kind of crushing and like, whoa, oh shit, what do we do? Then the Six of Wands, you've like conquered that and come to this mode where you've got this, achieved this success, but now you've like gotten the competition's attention for real. And the Seven of Wands is like this hillside where you're up with your own wand and you're surrounded by six other wands where they're trying to knock you off the top of the hill. And then we get to the Eight of Wands, and it's a recovery and a good piece of news that's gonna like jet you forward. And then just as you're out of gas and you think you're just done, you get to the Nine of Wands and you're facing this like pack of wands facing you and it's this overwhelming opposing force. Hang on one second. This overwhelming opposing force that like it is not get the Seven of Wands You had the upper hand, you had the hill, so it was pretty guaranteed that you were going to win. The Nine of Wands is like, it's a good day to die. Let's just go, man, and charge into that no matter what happens, regardless of what you think the outcome might be. And you're not guaranteed to the win, but with courage and you're like, oh, that undaunted spirit,
Right.
you're gonna get through that. So then we get to the Ten of Wands. And the Ten of Wands represents the completion of that cycle. And the Nine of Wands was the last test. It's like several tests right in a row, lessons, getting from a little nut of an initial idea to growing that to kind of a thing, to like getting really kind of stable at that mode, but wanting to move forward. And then as it's like in a bigger space, now the competition changes, boom, it goes up. The Nine is the last test in that cycle and the most brutal because it requires that you use all of the lessons that you just learned in order to make it through that. And then you get to the Ten of Wands. And the Ten of Wands, like most decks refer to the Ten of Wands as oppression. And it's not so much that it's a specific battle anymore. Like the battling is over, man. The like beating with the wands and the like the specific hand-to-hand combat with that done. But what's happened now is that the business has gotten so successful, the project has gotten so big, it is like gone beyond your wildest imagination. Making it out of the Nine means that it's like boom, it's blown up, and now you have like all of these responsibilities that are just weighing you down like really freaking hard. And that's the oppression part of it. That it's just too many things. You've taken on too many responsibilities. There's just no way that you can maintain that. You know, it's like it's like a music producer that goes, well, what happened to just making the music? You know,
Right.
it's like some big music mogul now that like has all the money and the power and all these responsibilities. Yet what started it all was the fact that he loved to make music.
Right.
You know, and now where's that? You know, and she's going, hey, wow, I don't get to do that anymore. Now I have to do this. So the ten of Wands represents, and that's the way, you know, all the other cards, the wands are going upward. And for a specific reason, the wands are going down on top of this central figure and just kind of surrounding it like in this huge weight with this negative space down below, right?
Yeah.
Can you blow that up just a little bit, the bottom specifically?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, and just scroll slowly up the thing. Yeah. Yeah, that little person, that person and all those people in there are just really, really, really crazy.
Yeah. Oppression,
Yeah.
oppression, cruelty, repression.
Yeah, and of course, you know, being the thing that's like all of this weight and these lessons and this crushing kind of force, the planet associated with that is Saturn. Woo, what a big surprise. Fueled by like the symbol down below at the very bottom is the symbol for Sagittarius. So it is Saturn in Sagittarius, exalted in Sagittarius. And boom, man, what a combination. So that's really completed. That's a really completed cycle now. We're going to talk about the rest of the tens in just a second, but what I'm kind of excited about this week is that sort of finishes the number part of that suit. And next week we're going to be going into the court cards, which is the first time we've kind of ventured into the court cards. Yeah, and that's also, you know, all of the other divination systems, like the runes, the geomancy, the Ifaudus, those are all related to, because all of those are systems relating around a central core of 16 symbols. Those are the 16 court cards.
I gotcha. Okay.
So yeah, we'll be learning not only the meanings of the court cards, but we'll also start doing a few readings with those and get some of the geomantic readings and that sort of thing. It's really cool.
And is there a relationship between the court cards and like family, the family, or?
Well, it just depends on what your reading is about. Court cards represent people and their role in the
Mhm, mhm,
situation.
mhm, mhm.
You know, a lot of people read the court cards as part of the reading, but for me, like when I'm doing a pull, and like I say, I pull a three of wands, and the next thing is the princess of pentacles. I would see that Princess of Pentacles as that's the person that's playing, and the describe each of those has kind of a description of a
Mhm.
sort of person, an
Gotcha.
age of a person, a look of a person, a personality of a person, kind of
Mhm,
like their actions and how they work. So
mhm.
that gives you kind of a description of a person involved in that situation. But I do a second card over the top of that that is a modifier for that, that then like defines what the role that person would be actually playing in that. So that gives a sort of extra dimension to that too.
Hmm.
So the court cards is a whole new area indeed.
Wow. I wanted to ask, how do you like how do you decide when a card affects another card like that? Like when you would pull that other card, um, you know what I mean? Like, is it just the order that they're pulled? Like if you, like you said, if you pull, a three of cups and then
No, every time I see a court card, I place another card on top of that court card.
gotcha. Okay,
I see that court
that's
card. That court card for me in that reading
indicates
defines the
that.
kind of person.
Gotcha.
And you know, sometimes you'll get a thing where there's like one, two, three, four, five court cards like right in a row, right?
Right.
And then that modifier really becomes important because then that kind of defines that's usually a group. You know,
Interesting.
that could be business, that could be a family group around a marriage or something like that. And
Gotcha.
that
Interesting.
modifier really goes a long way towards modify or defining how that would actually work.
Gotcha. Rick is saying any synergy with tens being a cycle in math, 10, 20, 100, 1,000
Yes,
units of 10.
absolutely. And gematria in the Hebrew alphabet, that's how that's worked too. It's in tens and hundreds, and yes, and that cycle repeating is definitely an intense one. Yeah, for sure.
Nice.
So I need to get some drinkage.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Why don't we take a small break and let's play one of our one or two of those like the circle thinking. I love that.
Oh, okay, cool. Yes. So go get your drink. A little too much mushrooms and funnel cakes this
You
weekend,
know,
I
I've been
think.
screaming
And
all weekend.
dubstep and too much dubstep. Let's say too much dubstep. Hold
Too
on,
much
let me
dust, dude. Man, it was like a dust bowl.
a
Yeah.
dust bowl. Yeah. All right. So let me see. I'm gonna open up a video file here. So these are some videos that I found on Brian's YouTube page. Let me see here. Where is my desktop in this picture? Here it is. And these are great. These are just little pieces of wizard knowledge.
Yeah, I want to redo some of those, and I've got that whole like communication series pretty much written out and ready to roll.
It's just awesome. We'll talk about it. I would love to help you do that. I know you're well equipped, but I would love to be a part of it because I love the idea. But here's some wizard knowledge.
So I was talking to my cohort in crime, Brannon, and we were talking about. I remember when I brought him over and showed him that crazy spiral that Jason Reinhardt had done. We like got on it, and we were like, okay, let's get all the. We got all the tools. Ran over to this studio that we did. We tried to do it exactly the way he told us, and it sucked so bad. It was
Oh my
just
God.
absolutely awful. The exposures were terrible. The fluidity, the motion of it. So I just want to encourage everybody to give yourself permission to suck up front and do it bad first, because that's the way you learn how to like express your own point of view, your own brush strokes. You know, you could give 5 artists the same paint, the same brush, and the same canvas, and really true artists. Every single painting is going to be another universe altogether. So I'd love to see where my own explorations go and my own storytelling develops with it, and I'd love to share with you as well, and see what you're coming up with in the creative mind later.
Uh,
So that's on Brian. That's on your YouTube channel, right? Your
yeah, that's on. Did you happen to download the one that was called Circle Thinking or Change the World?
I didn't. The ones that I download, the other one that I downloaded. Hang on a
The
second.
one you just played is off my light painting page.
Yeah,
The Wizard of Odd YouTube page is the one that has all those other ones. That's the page that has all the music videos on it too.
I do have Change the World. Hold on, Change the World is a good one. Let's play that one.
If you want to change the world, change yourself first, man. You know, cast that discerning, discriminating eye that goes and picks apart everyone else and turn that thing inward and find the way to make yourself your absolute best. And when you start radiating energy like that, that becomes infectious. And everyone around you feels that. And everyone around you tastes that. And everyone around you can see your life improve. And then people have a reason to want to change. So if you want to change the world, look in the mirror, man. Wizard of Odd says, subscribe. Thanks a lot.
Dude, that's so awesome.
That's why you've never seen that before. Angry Gun Wizard, man.
No, you know what? That's awesome. But what's amazing, and I know it's just a matter of color correction. What's amazing is how pink you are in that video.
You know, that
And
is
turn that
absolutely
thing
a
else.
nature of my fucked up video ability, not how pink I actually was.
I just find that great.
Yeah. I'm
you know,
mad, man. I'm mad. I'm mad as hell. I'm not going to take it anymore.
those videos are great, man. They're so wise, and they're just exactly what the world has right now. Short form, you know, just like somebody telling you something wise. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's better than the crap that's out there, man. I'll tell you. So
Well, I'm really getting ready. I'm really excited about doing, choose your first 6 words carefully. I love that one.
choose your first 6 words carefully.
Yeah,
Nice.
because after that, everybody stops listening and starts formulating a reaction to the first 6 words you just
I
said.
love it. It's true. It's totally true.
Yeah. All right, so let's continue on with tens.
Yeah, let's do it.
So cups.
All right, hang on. Let me see here.
Turn that thing inward.
Remove from studio. That's what I wanted to add. Cups is there. Let's go. There we go.
By the way, Rick, the best thing about 10 is this. There are 10 of those. That's where that comes from anyway. So,
this is a beautiful card too.
my my favorites, I love the eyes in those cups at the bottom there, those gold cups.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Like there's stuff in each one of those cups. I've spent hours with these cards. Dude, it's 10 years, man. I can't even tell you how many thousands of times I've looked at them, done readings with them over that.
Yeah.
And I'm still finding new stuff.
It's amazing. I love seeing all the faces. Like I see a ton of faces down in this
and
little
depending
area.
on what your emotional content is when you look at them.
Yeah, I love that too. That's awesome. That's so true.
Yeah.
All right, let's scroll up.
So, the 9 of Cups was that moment right before everything is just fantastic. It's already started to happen. The wellspring of like, oh my God, it's actually coming true. The wish is coming through. It's like, oh man, unbelievable, and the 10s is that moment when that's actually happened. And now you're kind of in this mode of complete emotional satisfaction, like across the board, like everywhere you look emotionally. You've got love, you're loving other people, you've got people that you're sharing your goodness with and your energy with, and all around on an emotional level, there's joy and goodness.
Harmony, happiness, contentment.
Yeah, and it's not the kind that goes away. This is the thing that this shares with the Ten of Pentacles. The this is emotional abundance. Ten
Mhm,
of Pentacles is material abundance,
mhm.
and both of these represent abundance that does not disappear. Like with the Ten of Pentacles, if you win the if you win the lottery, in 2 months, that's gone, right?
Right, right, right,
But that represents the kind of money that, like, lasts a lifetime, is
right,
enough to be able to, like, take care of you and your family in
right.
comfort and do other things for people in general and pass that on to a next generation.
It's like a
It's that
level up.
kind of lasting, yeah,
It's
and
like a
that
level up.
represents this kind of, like, lasting emotional abundance as well.
Isn't that the significance of the end of the journey? Like you're leveling up now. Like you're
It is.
yeah.
It's the orgasm.
I'm kind of starting to get it. See?
It's the orgasm. That's very good.
Yeah. Oh, so the Ten of Cups is the orgasm of the whole deck. All right, I
Well,
got it.
no, the nines all represent that moment, like when you're edging. And you're just right there, and you're right there, and you're right there, and you're right there. And
All right.
the
So
nines represent that energy that still has the boom to go. And the tens represent after that has happened. And it's really cool. But now it's in rest and it's already completed and it's getting ready to start the first ace again. Man, I'm sorry I'm losing my voice here.
yeah, man. Definitely got to cut down on those one of those three things.
I need to not suck in so much dust.
and that too. So
Yeah.
what's next? What do we got?
So the next one is the ten of the Ten of Swords.
Ooh, I was talking to you earlier about this. This has become my favorite image, I think, of the entire deck. I just not my favorite image of the deck, but my favorite non-light related. I guess there is smoke in that, right? That's smoke.
Actually, there really aren't any of them that are light painted, but
Right.
there's smoke in there.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of smoke in all of them.
This one, I just love this one so much. It's just
That one. Wow, right?
Yeah.
The Ten of Swords. Could it be any better, man? All 10 of those like points, like just going right down to that little
Amazing.
centerpiece of light,
Yeah.
and those weird skull things, right? In
Yeah.
between on the outer circle of them,
Yeah.
up
Yeah.
by the handles. Yeah, the end of the
Yeah.
handles.
It's amazing. Holy moly. I
So
love this image.
again, the 10 of Swords represents a completion. The 9 of Swords, you're laying there with those swords suspended over you. You're thinking about how bad it's going to hurt when they fall. You're imagining every way it could happen, when
I
it's going
remember
to
you saying
happen.
that.
Oh! And then boom, they happen. They kill you. You're laying there dead. It sucks, but at least it's over. You're not thinking about it anymore, right? So then from that death, you're now moving to the Pentacles, which is now out of the mental range of that last suit and that whole like death of the mind and moving to actually how it's going to manifest in the real world. So the Ace of Pentacles is that initial seed of that growth, and then it goes all the way up through the Pentacles to this card, which is the Ten of Pentacles. And the way that those spheres are structured is exactly the Sephira on the Tree of Life on the Kabbalah.
Yeah, I love this. This is also another amazing card, and it's got the Hebrew letters here.
And those three spheres at the top, those symbols that are different versions of Mercury, all represent the different. Those represent the Trio Prime, which are the different forms of Mercury.
Wow.
Yeah.
This card is also really beautiful.
That card is pretty much over the top. I love that card, and it's really super deep.
And also, I love how you combined a part of yourself, because a lot of these images are things that you've collected, collections of things that you have as decoration, as part of your environment.
That's true.
I love that. That's just such an amazing part of this. Awesome. What a beautiful, and the color combination is also just amazing.
So hold on.
Good stuff, Brian.
Woo!
Oh yeah, nice.
I am
This is
wrapped with
good.
the 10 of Pentacles.
Yeah, yes. This is a great. Jill just said makes a great towel. Go get one. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I love that. That size is just so great to see your artwork at that size. I mean, it really must be awesome to put on the wall at that size. I got to get some.
Yeah,
I love it. Awesome.
pretty cool.
Awesome. All right. So I think that's it for the tens, right? We did. Oh no, we
That's
did
it
that.
for the
Yeah, yeah.
10s. Yeah.
Awesome.
So I was going to do a little card pull for next week and just where we're at right now, if you're interested in that.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
I'm totally down. How's everybody out there doing? Are you guys all right? Anyone got anything they want to add to the tens, to the minor arcana journey that we've taken? Before we get into the face cards, I say the face cards. I guess that's not really the right word. The court cards.
Hey, I'm reading Celestial's comment about going raw. You know, it is challenging, but that's a really, really great way to go. You know, maybe not go completely raw at first, but stay in the veggie zone. You know, eating
That's what I
good
want to do.
doesn't have to suck. You can
Right.
you can find stuff that tastes amazing.
I love Brussels sprouts. I love asparagus.
Brussels sprouts, asparagus, broccoli,
Mhm.
spinach, man. You know,
I love spinach. Yeah.
Popeye was, I am what I am. That's
Yeah,
all
yeah,
that I
yeah.
am.
Yeah, you know, you got a point
Magic
there.
in
I love spinach.
cartoons, dude. You
Yeah, I
know,
love spinach. Spinach is great. I love cream spinach. I love raw spinach. I love cooked spinach. Yeah, man.
yeah.
So
All right.
I know I can eat like that, more, and I do. I certainly eat. I mean, I had Brussels
The
sprouts
more you
this
eat like
weekend.
that and the better you actually feel, the more you want to eat like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, absolutely. What it is I think for me it's more, it's not so much dinner. I think dinner I have, I have white meat chicken, I have Brussels sprouts, I have a good rounded meal. I think it's like breakfast and lunch. I would much rather wake up to a bowl of fresh cut fruit, than eggs and bacon, It's just
All right, hold on one
anyway.
second. Words of wisdom.
Yes, little by little, Celestial.
Words of wisdom for our crew. Words of wisdom for I think, after talking about the court cards, I think I'm pulling every court card in the deck.
Oh yeah. You were saying that. Yeah, actually you even said that. You said sometimes it comes up like 5 at a time.
Wow. Okay. So I won't take us through the entire four elements. I'll just get us to the earth column and the way that it will manifest. And it was just kind of a general question, words of wisdom for our crew and what we need to think about and know about next week. So the first card is the Wheel of Fortune, and that's when things turn our way. That's a really great card, especially when it's followed by the Three of Cups, which is a celebration at the wedding celebration. And everybody's having a grand old time because it really worked out the way you wanted it to. Followed by two court cards, the Queen and the Princess of Pentacles, which means an older and a younger woman are going to be involved in the victory of the Chariot.
Nice.
So keep an eye out for an older, younger woman, dark-haired, possibly mother and daughter.
Awesome.
And if you run into that, be especially aware. Keep your ears peeled.
Yeah.
And send me some good vibe on the end of the week. I'm having my surgery I've been looking forward to for a long, long time, and I'll finally be completely physically whole again. And I'm very, very, very excited about that.
What day is that? Thursday?
It is, yes.
I will be thinking about you all day Thursday and sending you my energy. By the way, nice hat.
Thank you very much.
I've been meaning to say, and I've been looking at that hat, and I'm like, oh, I don't think I told him nice hat.
I'm
Very
in
cool.
hats these days. Who knew?
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
it's good to see you a happy wizard. You know, it's good to see
You
a
know,
happy wizard is a good wizard.
it's a good thing. It's always good when I'm yeah.
I was watching some of the videos on your channel where you're spinning like 3 rods at a time and just like totally getting down. You're getting down, listening to music, and just like doing your effects,
You
making
know,
magic happen.
that practice, I talk about practice a lot and being
Mhm,
committed and dedication and yada, 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 yada.
mhm,
But it really doesn't take that for me, man. It is so amazingly pleasurable.
mhm, mhm.
And it's the best I ever feel.
Yeah, it's evident. It's evident. I love it. I love just watching it. That's why it's engaging.
That last one on the little plasma ball was really fun. I
Yeah,
enjoyed it.
yeah, totally,
Although I got
totally.
some shit from my peeps about like seeing. By the way, Augie's been watching the show since
What's
his
up, Augie?
good job, and yeah, you never
Yeah,
know.
man. When can we let's do some more like live demo meditations and like,
You
banishment
know,
and
we'll
things.
do that next week, as a matter
Yeah,
of fact.
yeah.
Yeah, I wound up doing. Okay, this is the best moment of the show for me. The weekend.
Okay.
We'd wrapped up the weekend. Everybody's packing up. The people that were next to us, we didn't really interact with too much, and we're in the middle of like breaking everything down. We got everything kind of packed up into boxes and stuff, and like I wanted to make sure all the like the festival goo was off, all of that stuff before we loaded it up. And so I'm doing a cleansing. I cleansed me, cleansed Leah, cleansed friends, and got everybody all sparkly. And this woman next to us comes over, and one of my big things says energy reader or tarot reader. She goes, "So do you really do things with energy? I just watched you do that. Like that was pretty amazing." I said, "Yeah." And she said, "Well, how much would you charge?" And I went, I would love to do that for you, but I don't want to. I don't want any money for that magic. And I went over and cleaned her stuff, her boyfriend, and all of them,
Nice.
and it was really just the best moment of the whole show. It was really fantastic.
That's
Like
awesome, brother.
that makes all of that practice and dedication and all that spinning and all that shit way worth it, man. It's just
Oh, how
yes.
sweet. That's awesome, dude. I love that you're saying that.
Yeah,
That's
I'm gonna have
so
some really cool pictures for next week too.
I can't wait. I
There's some
cannot
great
wait,
lighting
man.
here at the show. So there you go.
Awesome, awesome. And then so what's the first core card we're gonna be doing next week?
Core card, we will be
Mm.
doing the Princess of Wands.
Princess of
Yeah,
Wands. Nice.
exactly. Be the
Awesome,
Princess
awesome,
of
awesome.
Age,
Well,
the
we'll probably
Queen,
do
and the Knight. Yeah.
are we gonna separate them each into individuals, or are we gonna do all the princesses?
No, we're not going to do all of them at once. We'll do them individually. I want to kind of like do the cross section like we do it, because we did the tens tonight.
Mhm.
When we get to the tens again on the cups, we're going to do the tens again. So by the time we've gotten through it, you've had to hear it like 4 fucking times.
That'll be I think that'll be good for me for sure.
We'll see.
Awesome, man. Well,
Hope springs eternal, my good brother.
it's good to see you so happy. I'm looking forward to moving forward together and just in this adventure, the fool's journey. And I'm looking forward to seeing everybody else that's out there and been joining us and hanging out with us. It's awesome to know there are people who even give a crap.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's really cool.
All right, cool. We'll see you guys next week, and
Peace and love.
peace and love. Yeah, adios.